Hello there. So today I want to take you behind the scenes and show you a work in progress track. And this is typically how I would go about creating content for the channel. Whenever you hear a video where there's a backing track going on, it's usually this way I've done it. So here's what we have so far. Recorded it this morning. We need the lead guitar, obviously. This is just the backing. Luke says, "What's up, my man?" And then it starts again. Okay, so that's what I have so far, and this is just going to be like a vehicle for jamming. That's what it is. So it's not supposed to be a hit song or anything like that. Just something that inspires me to play, because my biggest weakness is usually coming up with the arrangement, because once I have a cool arrangement, the rest as far as guitar playing is usually easy, because my style is improvisation based. So if I like the backing track, I just have to jam around and have fun with it, and I know that I'll get some ideas. But if I don't have a backing track, I do just jam without backing track, and the majority of my videos in the past on the channel, at least the last couple of months, has been without a backing track. So I mean, that works as well. But it's more fun when you create something of your own and it's just not a guitar lick. So that's what this is. But I think I could maybe show you the different tracks so you can hear how I started out. I just searched the Logic Pro library for a beat. So this, basically. I like it. Of course, it didn't quite sound like that. I've added a couple of, like the cowbell and stuff like that. It's fun. And also I added some effects to the track. It did sound weaker before I added the tape delay and the compressor. So like this, without... This is how it sounded when I got it. And then I added compression and tape delay. A bit more punch, maybe you can't hear that through the phone. And I started thinking about guitars. So I actually added lots of guitars, and then I started cutting the guitars away, right? So I chopped them up and just kept bits of them. So that's why you can hear just the guitars. Pretty cool guitar sound, I think. It's really bright. Let's see if I can find a better example here. So this is like the chorus, but the verse is just like... And that's the little hook, do that leads to the chorus. But I can show you, this is kind of fun, or looks great at least, the Logic Pro amp thing. So I have two different amps on the left and right side. So I went for this orange kind of amp sound, which is very bright. So if you listen to this, and then on the other side I went for a darker or like warmer bass here. It's a bit more gutsy, so when I combine them we get this. So you have one side that's giving you the low end, and the other side that's giving you some brightness. And generally, when you mix, it's the brightness you're going for. That's what's going to be heard. It's very tempting to dial in a warm sound that kind of makes it easier for you when you play, but that usually never works in the mix. Oh, neat to hear a collaboration from you and Joe Satriani. You're too kind, man. That would be something, wouldn't it? Well, I haven't yet decided what I'm gonna do over this track. So I mean, that's something we could discuss in this session. Maybe you have some suggestions for me. I had this vision of recording. Well, I want to record lead guitar over it, right? This is just a vehicle for recording some cool licks that I can share with you guys. I haven't decided yet whether it's going to be like a high gain whammy bar crazy stuff, or maybe something like overdriven blues sound, that kind of feeling. That would be nice, simply because I haven't done that in a while, but it would create really a clash with this backing track. This backing track maybe calls for a bit more of a, like, you'd expect some kind of aggressive lead tone, but I think it could be cool if I instead went for something overdriven. Let's see, maybe we can dial in some guitar tones and see if we find something that works. I just want to show you the bass, and then we can put it all together. This is also fun because I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see here. You can see all these little things here. They are the same plugin appearing 10 different times, and that's because I dial in a bass sound, and then I leave it, and I dial in a new, and I do that 10 times, and then I compare the 10 ones, and I find the one I prefer, and then I do some final tweaks to that one. So here's the one I went for. You can see this again, the Logic Pro bass amp plugin. This is hard to hear through the phone, but this sound is like it has some really fat low end, and then it's scooped out, and then you have some high end. Sometimes you skip the high end for bass and you just go for the low stuff because that's really what you're looking for. But this has more of a modern vibe, I would say, like, I don't know, some Limp Bizkit Korn or something, because it works when there's no guitar, okay? And that's kind of important here. If you check out in between, right in the beginning here, I'm going to lift my finger, you can hear there's no guitar, but then you can still hear some top end from the bass. So check it out. And without the top end, it would be kind of boring, I think. So I like to keep, for this kind of thing, some top end on the bass sound. But let's listen to the bass and the guitar together. That's not entirely tight there. Let's listen to that again. Good enough for jamming. Okay, and then finally we add the drums, and we have... Okay, so here's another thing you maybe wouldn't think of, but there's a really subtle kind of synthesizer here for the chorus. And I like adding these stuff and then mixing them so low so you can't hear them, but you definitely notice a difference when they're not here. And that's really, I think, how you build an arrangement without overdoing it. You just add subtle stuff. That's super important. Do you cut the low end for guitars too? If needed, yeah. It wasn't really needed here. We can listen to how the guitar sounds without any effects. Let's see if it has low end. It does have a little bit of lower end going on, but there's no EQ cut here, or actually the one I have is actually just a scoop. So if I go into the track, I can't remember what I enabled. I think it's this, right? It is a little bit of low end, but it's nothing boomy, nothing bothering. And the amp kind of takes care of that. It was a little bit bass heavy, but all I did was turn down the bass on the amp. I mean, I'm using the line out from my Mesa Boogie amp, and actually I have pretty much bass on it, but I'm using the Edge channel, which is really bright. So that's why I don't think I have any big issues with low end. It totally depends what you feed your computer with, though, or your audio recording interface with. If it's boomy, then best is if you just re-record, I guess, if it's really boomy. If it's just a little bit, you can adjust. But the trick, as always, if you're unsure, it's to check out some reference tracks on YouTube. Search for isolated guitar tracks, Metallica or something. Just put your favorite band there, and that's really useful. And so, for example, in the case of if you listen to Metallica Black Album, the guitars there, you're gonna find all the mojo happens in the high end. So the guitars, you think they're heavy, but yeah, sure, there's a little bit of scooping and a little bit of bass there, but the high end is just awesome. It's just sparkling. It's all over the place. So that's what you should strive for. You should never record a guitar with lots of low end. It just kills you. Plug your guitar into sound card, and yeah, then you're fine, unless you have some super weird guitar. You're gonna be fine. You can just adjust the bass in there. But this is very bright in your face kind of sound, and the trick to use a different amp for one of the channels really gives me a little bit of low end punch, but it's nothing much. Okay, so what am I gonna do here? I wonder. I'd like to try maybe dialing in like a bright Strat tone. So this is definitely like the twangiest and sparkliest guitar I have. And I'm gonna start with this one. And I'm gonna just dial in my boot. Let's see, maybe I can show you the amp. That would be more fun, obviously. So let's see here. I'm just gonna see if I can switch views here. Yeah, we're good, excellent. It's a bit messy, but you at least you get to see what I'm working with. Okay, yeah. You know what, Luxus? I wouldn't even try with a 7 string because I don't have one. Someday, maybe. Oh, no guitar cable. That never works. Let's see here. Okay. So I'm gonna start just disabling these pedals, and I'm gonna use the tweed mode. I'm gonna turn off the EQ section. Maybe add some distortion there. I have 7 guitars instead of 1 7-string. I like it. Grabbar Rudolph! Must be at least 2 years since I watched you. Man, good to catch you again. I'm going to show you my face just because of that. I don't know if you could tell that. But I'm kind of going like behind the scenes kind of thing, trying to dial in the sound now and maybe try recording it over a track I'm working on. So please feel free to join. It would be an honor to have you here, man. So now I'm looking for a really overdriven kind of sparkly sound. Maybe try with the EQ section on. Okay, so let's see what we have here. I think we need a pedal. So as you can tell, I have 2 distortion pedals connected here. Let's try first with just the Dynacomp booster. You can see it adds a lot of sparkle with it. That's pretty good, actually. Am I gonna go for... Let's try the OCD first. It's getting really bright now, so we might need to dial in some low end at some point. So a lot of distortion. It's not too bad, I guess. Let's try the Tube Screamer. The Tube Screamer can help you add brightness and mid-range, obviously, but I'm already starting off with a fairly bright sound now, so that's why I have set the tone on the Tube Screamer a lot lower than what is common. I'm rather looking for the Tube Screamers to give me some like low mid-range mojo here. Now there's a cool switch on this amp, which is the Variac mode, and that can... Oh yeah, it worked here. Just gives you a more elastic and more like compact kind of tone. I can also try the 10 watt mode, but I usually find the 45 watt to be better. And so as you can tell there, I compensated by increasing or decreasing the power attenuator. So basically, I don't like the loud amps. I just don't like loud noises at all, especially not since I've injured my ear. So what I do is to get like the mojo of that really pushed power amp kind of feeling. I turn on the level on the amp and then I use the power attenuator. But since I decreased it to the 10 watt mode, which is pretty much a practice mode, then I don't need as much power attenuator because I want to hear something at least. I don't know. Okay, I'm trying the 90 watt mode now. Yeah, it's pretty good, the 90 watt mode. I might end up doing that for recording. I just don't like having such, you know, the power attenuator gets to work really hard with that. So I'm just going to skip that for now. Okay, so... I just need to get my sleeve if I'm gonna do some shredding. Where is it? Come on. Oh, there we go. So you might have seen me use this, right? I always use that when I play lead stuff. It just makes me feel better. So there you have, that's the backing track playing in the background. I have no idea what you guys are hearing now. If you can't hear the backing track, just let me know. It's kind of hard for me to know what the phone is catching from this. No. So I've never played over this track. So typically I would maybe, I don't know, I would probably take a little break and digest the new sound, and then kind of hope that my brain in the background is going to come up with a way to combine sound and backing track. But we'll see. But it's cool because it does sound a little bit like a single coil, and it does sound like a Strat. I like that. I wanted to have some kind of overdriven kind of, but still twangy sound. So I don't think I'm that far off. I'm just gonna adjust the angle a little bit here. Let's see. There we go. So you can see the track I'm working on again. Let's see here. I'm just gonna see what we can get going here. It would be nice to just slide in with some chord voicing there. I don't know. So if you guys can even see that. So oh, that's ugly. It's an ugly lamp right there. Something like that. How would that sound? Let's try it. Maybe something like that, just to kind of quietly groove along and catch some attention there. Let's see, I hope I haven't missed any comments. It's a little bit hard to try to compose and see what you guys are saying, but it's fun. It's a new challenge. So no, last comment was from Luxus. We're good. Okay, so let's try one more time. That could also be cool to have some kind of fading, something like that maybe. So would well, I'm going to have to take a break, I think, and just come up with some ideas. But at least we have a guitar tone and we have a backing track. So it's a good start. And it's been an honor to have had you with me here. It's the fun thing with these tracks is I don't really like having a clear picture of the end product. I do like to have a picture of the starting point. I don't know why. Otherwise, it just feels weird. I don't know what I'm looking for. So I do have some kind of idea, but usually I'll end up finding a loop or something that doesn't at all correspond to my original idea. But it doesn't really matter. The important thing is that whatever I come up with feels inspiring, because then I'll add something and I'll add something and so on and so forth. So here's just 2 guitars, 1 drum machine or drum thing, and then a bass guitar. Yeah, that works. I'll see if I can add some lead, and hopefully I'll move forward. Maybe I'll just return with a live stream when I've had a chance to digest whatever I'm going to play over this. We'll see. But thanks for tuning in. See ya. Cheers.